Hi everyone, welcome to A Crafty Yarn. So today we're here with a podcast. Now we filmed an initial podcast a few weeks ago which we haven't got out yet. So we decided that the footage that we filmed today will be added on to the end of the footage that we filmed the other day.
Yes.
So firstly you'll see the one from a few weeks ago and then you'll see this one.
Yep.
So we're going to start off with finished objects. I have one.
And I have none.
You've been working on a very large project.
I have, yes. I've been working on a big project that's taken a lot of time.
So my first finished object is from this book here. This is Delicious Crochet Shawls book by Lisa Cook. And this is the thing that I've been working on for quite a few months now. So it's the Earl Grey shawl. So I finally finished it. And this is it here. So it's made in Cascade Aegean Tweed in a black colourway. So it's, as you can see, it's a very interesting shape. It's like a, how would you describe it? Like a semi-octagon?
I'm not sure, but my dad said it looked like a bat.
Yeah, so we can go with that, bat shape. And it's got all of these lovely rows of puff stitches in it. And then last time I just needed to finish off the border, so I've done that now.
Which is very pretty, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's really beautiful. I think it finishes it off really nicely. Yes. So it's actually a really nice one to wear. Like
it's an interesting shape, but it's,
it holds on nicely though.
Yeah. Well, I think the yarn's sort of a bit grippy, isn't it, too? Like,
it's actually
more rustic.
Lovely. Yeah, it's really rustic. Yes. I really enjoyed working with it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually considering making another one.
I think you should. It's really pretty.
Maybe you should make one.
Oh, I don't know about those, the bobbles.
It is beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning. Maybe you can make me one.
Oh, I could actually.
So the project that I've been working on the most is my rectangular granny square blanket, and that's a pattern by Coco. I have almost finished. I've just got the border to go. So last time I was there where my stitch marker is, and I've done quite a few rows. So we'll try and hold it up, but it's absolutely huge now. And then it goes to there. So I'm absolutely thrilled with it. The colours have come up really nice. So I've just used all the 8-ply yarn that we had lying about that wasn't in use for anything. And I've just tried to match it so it looks reasonably uniform, not too scrappy. But I love it. I think the colours have just come up really, really nice. And so I've just done my last row using some bloom that Caitlin had. And then I've done a row of double crochets on top of that. When I made my son's blanket, I used the crab stitch on the edge, but I thought on this one I'm going to do, I'm not sure how many yet, but just rows of double crochets. So I'm going to alternate it between the bloom and the navy, and then just make sort of quite a wide border. I haven't done anything like that before, but I've seen others do it, and I think that it looks really nice. So hopefully by next time I will have it finished.
So the other day we were looking through all of our yarn and we came across some like odd sort of bits of template. We didn't have like a huge amount. So we decided to use another pattern from this book, the Delicious Crochet Shawls. Another one that I've made before. It's the Gooseberry Fool. So it's sort of a mix between a shawl and a cowl where it's joined at the back but it's triangular in the front like that.
And I think also, like you tried yours on, and it looks really nice actually with dresses. So we thought that we'd like to make.
Which
I'd like to make one, and you were going to do it as well.
It's modelled though, the dress.
Yeah, well, true. I never noticed it before. Yes.
So the previous one I made was beige.
An oatmeal sort of colour, yeah.
So I've gone very different with mine. So the yarn is the Lincraft Alpine Tweed in a sort of pink colour. I wouldn't actually really describe it as a pink. I think that it's more of like a burgundy mulberry colour.
Yes, I agree.
It's really, really pretty. So that's where I'm up to so far. So this is the bit that goes all the way around the back and makes up like the cowl bit. And then you'll increase that to make the triangular piece. So I'm really enjoying working on this again. Like it's a bit more familiar to me now because I've already made one. And I'll just show you all of those lovely bobble stitches.
It's looking really pretty.
It is. And I really enjoy doing those sorts of things. I love bobbles.
This is mine. So we're using a drops yarn, but not sure which one it was, so I'll have to put it on the screen. So a while ago I made my mum a Cloud 9 cardigan, and this was what was left over, so there's enough to make the cow. I am struggling a little bit with the bobbles because my tension is really tight, and the way that I crochet, I'm struggling to do it loose, and I'm finding it really, really hard to do the bobbles. So I've really got to try and loosen up because it's making life difficult for me.
Well, the problem is you have to pull your loop through 11 loops on the.
Yeah, because I've done bobbles before, and I haven't.
It's a different
struggled.
type of bobble.
It is true, yeah.
Because they do become quite like puffy and chunky.
Yes, see that one there? I can see I've pulled it a bit tight. Yeah, so that's mine up close. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I've just got to work out how to loosen my tension.
I really like with yours how you can really see the bobbles there.
Yes, true.
Because mine you can't see them as much unless if you're really up close to them. But
still looks really pretty though.
Yeah, it's really nice, but I do particularly love yours.
Yeah.
And you're going to do a contrast tassels on you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have quite enough of this yarn to do the tassels, but when I made my mum's cardigan it had a blue.
Yeah, like a cornflower.
Yes, so I'll use that for the edge if I don't have enough.
And I've got 2 full balls, so I'm just going to use the same.
Yeah. A while ago we mentioned that we were going to make some crochet chain for Christmas. So I just thought I'd update you on what we've been doing. So we've done the chain, the chain, and now we've put a button on them, and it's got the little buttonhole, and then all you have to do is just loop it through and close off the button. And that's what the chain looks like. So I think it's just so cute. And I'm really looking forward to doing a bit more work on it and getting it finished for Christmas.
I think those wooden buttons look really nice.
Yeah, so we've got these really cute little Christmas buttons. So it's got a Santa on it, and I think there's a reindeer. I thought that was just absolutely adorable. So yes.
So with the cooler weather that we've been having, I really, really want to get my vintage cardigan finished.
Yes.
So I've worked on the collar, which is the last piece that I need to do. So this is the right side. So it's got the little buttonholes. And then because it's a shawl collar, it's a very interesting shape. I'm really hoping it's going to work once I put it on there. I've never done anything like this before. But I made a bit of a mistake, and I was doing the decreases on this side instead of this side. So I unpicked that, and I'm pretty sure that this is the right way, because then that would be at the back of the neck, the widest part. So I'm really hoping that now that's right.
So that folds back, does it?
Yeah, I think that
goes over like that. Yeah.
And then it'll be like the widest point will be at the back of your neck.
Okay.
And then the buttons like come down that part.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that part's gonna work. So that one's the right side, and then I need to do the left side to sew the buttons on. So I've got like the main part of that done. So that is the equivalent of that part. And then you cast off all of like those stitches and then do the shawl bit on the other bit. So I'm really hoping it all comes together, because as I said, I've never done anything like this. I'm just hoping that will like mold the curve.
I have no idea, but hopefully it will be okay.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Oh yes, true.
So this is the last bit that I need to do, and then I just need to sew the sleeves in.
Yeah.
And sew that on. And then the buttons, and then that's everything. I've got some like mulberry yarn, and I want to make a full like twin set out of this book, so like a cardigan and then a top.
So that was using your Cascade.
Yes. So the yarn that I'm using for this is actually the same as the yarn for my Earl Grey, except in the sort of grey colour. So this has been really nice to knit with. The only thing I would say is you have to be careful when you're casting on and casting off and like right at the edges, because it breaks really easily.
I found that when I was using that yarn too. If you pull it, it just snaps.
And I think it's a lot more difficult with knitting, because like when you cast on, you can't really tighten the stitches very much because it just snaps.
Yes. We've both been doing quite a bit of work on our recovery shawls. This is a project where we both love. Like, it's really so easy and mindful, and the rows are getting very long, however. So last time I was there, so I've done quite a lot. It doesn't look much, but I have done quite a few rows. So I'm just loving the colours, really loving how it's turning out. So the last few rows I've done sort of the beigey and then the pink, the purple, and now I'm on the grey. But I just absolutely love this shawl and I really can't wait to get it finished. Although I would be sad to get it finished because I won't have it to work on, but
We might need to make another one.
I think we will. Yes, although 4-ply is not something we have a lot of, is it? So
we really need to make more 4-ply
we
projects.
do, yes.
And I've done that much, but I was a little bit behind you anyways, so I don't think mine's quite as big as yours yet, but that's mine there. And I always find it incredible. We have pretty much exactly the same yarn with the exception of one, and they just look so totally different. I feel like mine looks quite a lot darker than yours.
It's interesting, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
the placement of the different yarns makes it look so different. Yeah.
I mean, I love mine too, but
Yeah, but like we divided the yarns we had in half, and yeah, just using different yarns in different spots makes it just look totally different.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right though, it's like such an enjoyable make.
It is.
I
It's
love
really, when, some projects are quite taxing and you really got to concentrate, whereas this one is just so easy and
You can just sit down and just
Yeah.
mindlessly work on it.
yeah, it's great.
We wore a late roses shawl the other day and we were reminded of how much we actually really love them. And they're such a quick make. I whipped both of these up in a couple of days. So I decided to make a couple more. So I had this yarn in my stash, which is a similar sort of yarn to the one that I made last time.
So this is a pattern by Nancy Set. Yeah.
So that one is up to the point of doing the border. So I just need to choose a yarn to do the border.
What size hook did you use on that one?
5.
A 5. I haven't actually made it. Caitlin made my last one. Yeah.
And then that's the other one, just sort of like a grey and cream.
That one's really pretty too, though, isn't it?
It is nice, and I think it would go with a lot.
Yeah.
It would go with the jumpy.
True.
So I had a little bit less of this yarn. I've only got that much left, and I technically still need to do a few more rows on that. But I'm considering just stopping it where it is, because it's not much smaller than this one, and then just doing the border from there.
I don't think it would really matter.
Well, I mean, it's quite a good
It is
size.
quite long anyway, and then it's got a lovely border. So.
And the great
Yeah.
thing about this sort of like mesh is it just like moves. Like it just.
It's nice and drapey, isn't it? Yeah, it's really nice.
Like it has literally like no structure to it. Like
No.
it just, which I think is really nice for a nice light shawl. It's good
agree.
for this sort of
Yeah.
transitional
Yes.
weather.
Yeah, we were tossing up whether we might use the bloom on the edge of it as
I
the
think that
border.
does
And I
look
think
nice.
that actually would look quite pretty. Yeah. I've now finished the blanket that I was working on, and the only thing I have to do is sew the ends in, but other than that it's all finished. So we'll just hold some of it up because it's really, really big now, but we'll put a photo in of the whole blanket so you can see what it looks like. So I'm really thrilled with it. It's just come up so nice and the colours are just absolutely beautiful. Originally I said I was going to do double crochets on the border. I actually changed my mind and I decided to do half trebles for a couple of rows, and then I decided to do a pretty little picot edging, which I'm thrilled with. It just looks beautiful. I really, really like it. So I think though it's a little bit, it's not sitting quite nicely, so I might just need to block the edge.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just so excited. Excited to have finally finished it, but I'm really excited. It just looks so beautiful, and it's another month or so before Kenny's birthday, but I wanted to get it finished in plenty of time so that she would have it. So
You've done a beautiful job, and the great thing about it is for this whole thing you only bought one ball of yarn.
that's
All
right.
the
It
rest
was
of
just all
stash yarn.
from things in our stash. So we actually had a lot more yarn than we thought we did, but it was really good to use up the little bits and pieces that we had. But it's made a beautiful blanket, which I'm really, really excited about.
Because all the colours sort of go together quite cohesively. Like it's really.
It worked actually really well, didn't it? Yeah.
So clearly we use all the same colours all the time.
Well, yes, yeah.
So I started a new project that has taken all of my attention. So Mum got me this book here a few months ago. So it's Knit, Wear, Love by Amy Herzog. So I got this and I just loved it because it's like you get base patterns and then it's written in 3 different, like you can use 3 different yarn sizes, and then like there's all different variations, like there's like 3 or 4 different variations for each thing. So for the thing that I'm doing, like there's a vintage one, a romantic one, and there's a 3rd one as well. So you can sort of like mix and match like different features to create something perfect for you. So the pattern that I chose to make first is the Bolero. So this one I decided to go with the vintage design. So that's the vintage one there. So the 3 different yarn weights that it's written for is fingering, worsted and bulky, and I decided that I wanted to do a fingering weight one because I thought it'd be really easy to layer with things as a lightweight sort of knitted piece. Now this I think is the best written knitting pattern I've ever followed. Like I don't find knitting patterns as like intuitive, I guess, as crochet ones, and this one has just been a breeze from start to finish. Well, I haven't finished it yet, but what I've done. So this is my back panel. Obviously it's a little bit hard to see because it's all curling over, but that's it there. So the trim that I did on this is the 1x1 ribbing, but for the 3 different things, like you can do different trims on it. So I think that it's going to be a really nice fit. Like it's got like waist shaping and everything all there. And I mean, you would think that something in 4-ply would take ages, but I've like whizzed through this.
You have actually, yeah.
And then like the way that the neckline was constructed, I thought that was really interesting. I've never done anything like that before. Like you sort of got rid of these stitches and then just worked on those ones. Like I just thought it was really cool. And then I finished my first front panel, so again it's a bit hard to see, but this is like the neck edge. So it's got the like a few stitches on the edge of 1x1 ribbing, and then the rest of it is just the stockinette stitch. So this does look like tiny, but
it does actually look very tiny.
But like it's not supposed to go across very far. Like it just goes like sort of like there, not like a usual cardigan.
Yeah.
So I've got both of those done, and then I'm just on the ribbing for the other front. But I mean, I would say that I did this in a couple of days.
Yeah, you did. You worked it up very quickly.
So I just need to do that, and then the sleeves, and then you can see it's got those buttons around the neck. So you just like do the neckband and then buttonholes, I guess, and then put the buttons on. So I am really excited to finish this. I've just loved working on it. It's just such a great book. And the next project that I want to do is this green cardigan in the middle. I just love that.
It is pretty though, isn't it?
I really, because it's got like that interesting stitch. It's got some of that like along the waist. So I'm super excited about this. And it's just so great that it comes in different yarn weights, because quite often you see a yarn and you think, gee, that would be really nice in that pattern, but it's never written for the right weight of yarn.
Yeah, true. And what yarn did you use for that?
Oh, yes. So it's the Drops Nord, which has got a little bit of alpaca in it, and then wool and nylon. And it's in this mulberry sort of shade. So it's actually a really nice yarn to work with. It's just like,
yeah, I think it can.
Got a great little like halo on it, but it still does have pretty good stitch definition, really.
It does. Hey.
And I'm just thrilled with it, and it just feels so soft and lovely. I would definitely get this yarn again for doing garments.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently you can use it for socks as well. I think it would make nice socks, actually.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, you can probably tell, but I'm really, really excited about this one. I just really love it, and I can't wait to make more. I've got some other 4-plies that I think would look really good.
It's good, but it's a quickish project too, isn't it?
Definitely.
Because knitting is quite slow compared to crochet.
It is, but I'm just so happy with the finish of it. Like, it's just the best knitting pattern I've ever made.
The only other project that I've done a little bit of work on is my recovery shawl. I had a look in our stash again to see if I could find anything else, and I found this yarn that was a sock yarn, and we do have a few balls of yarn that we're going to make socks with, and so I thought I'm going to put this in my shawl because I think we had 3 of the same yarn, so I decided I'd put it into my shawl. So it's got greys and pinky purples and a bit of a lighter grey and a darker grey, I think. So it's actually looking really nice. So it's getting quite large now, and I've managed to do another 6 rows, so a stitch marker's there, and so I've worked down to there. So, but I think the addition of that colour is really nice. It's toning in really nicely with the rest of the shawl.
And this yarn is really lovely. It's got a little bit of bamboo in it, so it's sort of quite like soft. It's really nice.
It is nice to work with. So getting closer and closer to getting this finished. But it's such a relaxing project that I really love working on it.
So for the past couple of years, we've participated in the Dodgy Bag Mail, which is run by Claudia of Crochet Luna and Ali of Starry Eyes Ali. We'll pop the hashtag on the screen. And this year they introduced a like swap component, so you got a partner and you sent them a dodgy bag that you'd made and they sent you one back.
Yes.
So we'll pop in a picture of the ones that we made. We were really pleased with them. So we both did patchwork because we just thought that would be really nice to do something a bit different. And it was actually our first time doing it, and I think we were both really happy with it.
Oh, they came out really well, yeah.
So mine was the yellow one and yours was the pink one.
Pink one, yeah.
And then, so we both got bags back, which we've got to show you.
So this was the one I got from my partner. It is just gorgeous with the little woodland fabric and then brown on the bottom and then a lovely peachy colour on the top. And then inside it's got a little pocket out of the same woodland fabric. It's just adorable. And then it's just got a little leather strap on the side. It's so nice to get something that you haven't made yourself. Yeah, like I can make project bags obviously, but it's really, really nice to get something that someone else has made for you. Yeah,
it's kind of hard when you make things yourself.
Yeah.
You know, to not like get that handmade gift thing because you
yeah,
give
that's
them.
true.
Like,
yes.
it's really nice.
So I was really, really happy with that.
So my dodgy bag bond was really lovely. We had some communication over email, and so she sent me a gorgeous parcel. So she sent me some of her favourite tea, and then this gorgeous little notions bag which matches the bag. So that's a lovely little zippered pouch which we really useful to put stitch holders and stuff in. And then she knitted me this gorgeous little brooch, so it's like a rose and it's just gorgeous. It's really
so
nice.
Cute.
So I am really excited to wear that, and I think it would look really pretty on something like that.
Oh, it will.
So this is the bag that she made for me. So funnily enough, she told me this was actually her first time patchwork too. So it's got this lovely patchwork bit in the centre, and then this sort of like...
It's sort of a denim-y.
Yeah, it's like a denim-y type fabric here, which is just lovely. And then it's sort of a sweater-sized bag with a zipper. And then the lining matches one of the pieces in the patchwork, and then it's got a little patchwork pocket, and then a lovely little handle. So I think it was an amazing thing. If they do it again next year, we'll definitely...
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to make one and also to receive one, yeah.
So we thought we'd show you something a little bit different this time. So I've actually read a book related to craft, and then we've got a few new books and a couple of gifts that you got for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I read this book here, which is The Great Christmas Knit-Off by Alexandra Brown. So we found this in a secondhand bookshop, and we thought we'd take a chance on it because quite often you get books that are supposed to be about craft. They mention craft like once and then that's it.
Yeah.
But I can assure you that this was very knitting heavy, and I just thought it was a lovely little book. I really, really enjoyed it. Quite a, light read, and I just love like the knitting component of it. Like it was really centered around knitting, which you don't often find that. Like
I'm looking forward to reading it, but I've got a few other books in the pipeline first before I get to read that one.
It would also be nice to read it around Christmas because it is also quite Christmassy as well, but without being over the top Christmassy.
Well, maybe I'll save it till then.
I think that's a good idea because it was just really nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I mean, the place that it's set in is called Tyndalvale.
Oh.
How cute. So at the same bookshop, I came across a gem. So this is the Big Book of Socks by Kathleen Taylor. And I just saw it and I just thought that would be a great book because, I mean, you can never have too many sock books, right? And it's a really great book. Like, it's got a lot of wonderful patterns in there, and it's very, like, informative. Like, this one's really cool. It's like a short and a long sock.
Oh, it is nice, isn't it?
I really like it.
What is it? 75. That's a lot of patterns. Isn't it?
Yeah. And it's just a really, really good book. So I was so happy with finding that.
Gotta be lucky sometimes.
I know, you quite often never actually see craft books.
No, you don't. I always look every time I go to somewhere that, like a second-hand shop or something, but you never ever get any, especially not knitting or crochet ones. Yeah. So it was Mother's Day a couple of weeks ago, and Caitlin gave me a reading book, Tuesday evenings with the Coped Craft Resistance. This is one we've heard a little bit about, and it is actually about crochet, so I'm really looking forward to reading that one. But as I mentioned, I do have a few others to read first, so But I'm quite looking forward to reading that. I was quite excited to get it. And she also gave me this gorgeous yarn bowl with Mum on the front of it. I've always wanted a yarn bowl and I've never sort of bought myself one. So I was really, really excited to get that and I can't wait to use it.
I just saw that and I thought, isn't that just perfect
It
for Mother's
is,
Day?
yeah, exactly.
And I actually got that from Lincroft. So
Yes.
I was amazed to find them that. Didn't really know they had.
Yeah, well, you don't often get ones with Mum on it either, do you?
No.
So, yeah. And then my son for Mother's Day got me a book called Vintage Crochet. And I was in love with this book, so I was quite excited that he bought it for me. And it's got 35 patterns, I think. Yeah, 35. And there's all different things like accessories, toys, garments. So I'll just show you the front cover. That's actually got some of the things that are in the book. So it's just a gorgeous book, and it sort of also gives you like the history of
It's
the
really
things.
well put together.
It is. It's a really, really lovely. So a lot of the patterns came from the National Library of Australia archives. So they're vintage patterns, but they've redone them and put them in modern yarns and stuff, and then given you like hints and tips to go with the pattern. So I thought it was just really clever how they've, taken something vintage and made it modern. And I just was really excited when I saw the book, so I was absolutely thrilled to get it as a present.
Well, we love vintage stuff, like vintage.
I do, yeah. Well, something I've been working on for a long time, which I need to get out again, is my vintage cardigan. Yes.
I really love that little jackety thing on the back. That's really
Yeah, it is
sweet.
beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, so there must be some great fun to be had making things from that.
Definitely.
Yes.
So we hope you enjoyed this bumper episode. And we hope you enjoyed the bit about the books at the end. We just thought we'd show them because we had them.
Yeah, we were quite excited
Yeah.
to show our books, yeah.
Yeah.
Until next time, happy crafting.
It would actually be nice to knit it sort of around Christmas because it is also
To read it.